Study the project carefully. Point out the correct placement of the cornice and also the distance of the cornice bottom edge from the ceiling. Using a marking string, mark the line of the upper and bottom edges of the cornice. The cornice can also be correctly outlined with a laser. Measure the corner angle, transfer a half of this angle to the plaster body and cut. Take a plaster body, align its upper edge with the line and mark the montage aperture and cornice body ends on the wall using a pencil. If there's a corner, start the cornice montage there. If not, start with any side. Remember that the bodies are cemented to each other and some space is required for glue. Move all next bodies about 5 mm and then mark the montage aperture. Measure a half of the plaster body and mark this value on the wall line. Mark all body centers this way. Put the holders on the wall that they are in the body centers and the holder upper edges are slightly under the holder line marked on the wall. Mark the dowel holes. Attach the holders in their position with screws. Now you can cement the plaster bodies. Glue or filler must be prepared first. We recommend Vegan Filler Light by Knauf. Start with the corner parts or end parts respectively. Apply glue to the body side and back and reduce the layer using a palette knife. Make wooden wedges ready. Slide the body over the holder and press it to the wall. Rocking the body up and down and left and right, remove the surplus glue. Align the body bottom edge with the marked line and temporarily secure the body using the wooden wedges. Wipe the surplus glue with a wet sponge. Using a palette knife, reduce the filler in visible joints. Repeat with all the bodies. Measure the gap carefully, mark the distance on a body without the montage aperture, and cut. Apply glue or filler on the back and sides, insert the body into the gap and secure with wedges. After the complete cornice is cemented, cut a reinforcement tape for all joints. Put the tape to the upper part of the joints, apply filler and clean with a sponge. The more surplus filler is wiped, the better. Cement the alu fillets as follows. Start in the corner with fillets which will be cemented to the wall. Note that in these parts there are small blocks spacing the bottom glass position. The fillet position is important. The blocks must be on the bottom side of the fillet. Measure the angle and mark its half on the fillet. Shorten the fillet and finish with the file. We recommend Mammoth Glue Banden-Braven for cementing the fillets. Apply the glue on the wall as close under the bottom cornice line as possible. Press the fillet and remove the surplus glue with alcohol. Align the fillet level with the cornice line. Do not follow the wall. It may not be flat and the fillet could be bent then. Cement the frontal fillets the same way. Correct spacings between fillets with a dilatation tape which is cemented to perspex. The spacings between both fillets are identical then. Wipe the surplus glue away. The frontal fillets can be secured with clamps. Prepare some primer stuff. We recommend Uniflot made by Knauf. Apply the stuff on the cornice in full width and cement the reinforcement tape on the plaster body and metal fillet joint. Apply primer stuff on the reinforcement tape and level with a palette knife. Remove the surplus stuff from the cornice upper and bottom. Please note that it is quite difficult to grind. The side fitting can be cemented. Apply Uniflot on the cornice side, cement and clean with the fitting. Fill all the gaps between metal fillets. Remove all inequalities from the cornice front after everything is dry. Apply vegan filler light gap filler, which is easy to smooth. Use final filler to cover small imperfections. Smooth when dry. Using a marking string, mark an accurate upper line on the cornice front and level using a file. If the front glass cover is used, it is necessary to cement the glass supports. We recommend to embed the glass cover a bit. Prepare some vegan filler light then and cement the supports. Always use 4 supports 2 by 2 for one glass cover. The upper glass cover is 600 mm long, so the distance between supports must be measured. Coat the cornice with suitable bonding primer. Apply the primer coat when the bonding primer is dry. Any wall paint can be used, but never use whitewash. Now the cornice is painted and you can start with electric equipment installation. A type, number and watt output of the equipment must be stated in every project. Select direct and indirect lighting equipment and always start with the direct one. Start with that part which is fitted with the input wiring box. The equipment parts can be overlapped so there are no dark shadows between the lamps. Every part is held with 2 holders. Plan appropriate places where the holders are attached with screws, according to the length of the parts. Mark the holder center, drill holes and attach the holders with screws. Insert the electric equipment. Tighten the electric equipment holders. Connect the electric equipment and arrange the cables so they do not touch the bottom glass covers or do not lap over the cornice upper edge. Plexiglass adjustment. Measure the correct length of the plexiglass cover. Using a steel angle scribe the plexiglass using a dull side of a knife. Break the plexiglass on a mat. Clean the edges with a file. Cement the dilatation tape with cyanoacrylate glue. Insert the plexiglass cover on the cornice.